G'day and welcome back. Now it's been a while since we fired up either one of our smokers, so today we're going to do a brisket. We're going to throw the brisket in our Weber and the fat trimmings in the char griller. This is about a 10-hour cook. We're going to be cooking at about 120 degrees Celsius. We're also going to do the prep work today and then cook tomorrow. So today we're going to trim our brisket and prep our Weber Kettle. So let's get straight into it. Yeah. So today we're going to be doing what's called a snake method, which is to take these briquettes, stack them in a 2x2 fashion right the way around our Weber. This is perfect for getting that long and low and slow cook with an excellent burn time. So for this cook we're going to do 2x2, about 3/4 the way around of our Weber. That way I know we're going to have plenty of fuel there to get us right the way through with this cook. To make life a bit easier, I just lay the first two down flat and then start stacking from there. Just helps you get it started off. That's probably about as far as it goes, so we'll just do our second stack on top. And when we light this in the morning, I've got 13 briquettes. Those put over some firelighters, and then once they're lit I'll dump them one end of our snake and that's going to start lighting and just follow through. I'll also put 3 chunks of cherry smoking wood on our snake as we go, so once we light this one, get our barbecue to temp, I'll put this one on top and then lay these other two about a briquette away each from each other. Cool, that's our barbie prep. We'll go prep our brisket. So the brisket, we've obviously got 2 different muscles. We've got our point and our flat. What we want to do is just try and get a nice even coverage of the fat cap, so there's no real thick pieces and then small pieces, so just peel that bit off. That bit there is absolutely perfect for mincing up and putting in burgers. Do not throw any of your trimmings away. You can use about 99% of them. All the hard fat we're going to use for tallow, so we can wrap that up with our brisket later on. Now this is a 5.5 kilo brisket. I don't think lengthwise it's actually going to fit in the Weber, so we're going to have to just trim a bit of this uneven flap off and even up this edge here. So you can see a real thick piece of fat here. We're going to trim that down, take this triangle piece off and some of this silver skin at the back here. So go ahead and start doing that. This pure fat here, don't throw it out. I'm going to put it in a foil tray and I'm going to throw this in our smoker at the same time as our brisket, and that's going to render down to a nice liquid. Now I'm aiming for about 1/2 centimetre of fat all around, but if you don't quite get it or you go a bit too deep, don't stress. Now if you are doing tallow, try not to get any meat in it, you just want fat. This just shit bit of skin, that's what you want to pull off and throw away. There's no fat on that and it's just silver skin. What I might actually do is there's a bit of a flap there. I might just take a bit of that off, just so it's a bit more aerodynamic. That will mince up. Just trim this up a little bit more. Any straggly bits, just pull clean off when it's nice and smooth. Like I was saying before, I'm going to aim for 1/2 centimetre, so we've still got quite a bit to take off there. That's probably more what we're looking for. But it's personal preference, take as much as you want or little off as you like. We want to try and get this nice and even, so this triangle piece will come off. We'll probably cut about there just to even up our brisket. Right, so we've done that side, now we'll cut around this side. There we have our nice uniformed brisket. Right, I'm pretty happy with the top. We'll flip it over. Bottom side's a different story. You want to try and get all the fat and silver skin off. So I'm just going to sit on the bottom and won't render down as much. Big chunk right here. See that little flat bit? We might actually take that bit off as well. Just notice that then. Just goes. Alright, I think that'll do us. A little bit more. I'm not overly fussed with that, to be honest with you. Now we're going to wrap this up and leave it overnight in the fridge. If you do find that it feels a little bit dried out and the rub's not sticking, just use a bit of mustard as a binder. We'll probably do the same thing. There's our tallow that we'll whack in the smoker first thing. And here's our burger mince. This is what I mean by don't throw anything out, because you can use literally almost everything. These flies are absolutely everywhere. I'm going to wrap this up and we'll see you in the morning. So I'll just give you a bit of an update. We're at our 2-hour mark. We've been holding around our 120 degrees Celsius. We've got about 20 degrees difference between our point and our flat. So I'm going to try and angle our point a little bit closer to our coals and move our flat further away. So our bark's setting quite nicely. You can see we're starting to pull up a bit, so I might scrunch a bit of foil up and stick that underneath so that drains off. Try and move this a little bit closer. Give that flat further away, and as this snake starts burning further around, we'll rotate our cooking grate, keeping our brisket furthest point away from our coals. Alright, we'll close her up and we'll come back in a couple of hours. Alright, another hour and a half later, and we've closed that gap right up, and we're still sitting pretty around 120. So I'm going to have a look. I'm just using these two as a rough guide. I'm going to go off our internal measurements with the instant read. So I have just propped up this side with a bit of alfoil. We'll get a close up in a second, just so we can start getting these pulls to drain off. Our bark is getting beautiful, so we'll just check our temps. We're at about 65. When we get closer to around 70 to 71, that's when we'll look to start to wrap. We'll check our flat, 67. So there's still a little bit of difference, but not a whole lot. That's got me worried. So we'll prop this up a little bit more just to try and get these pulls forming to drain off. We'll close her up. So there's that little bit of alfoil just to prop up our brisket. Alright, so about 4 and a bit hours in. That bark is looking beautiful. Still pulling up a little bit. Just check for a rough guide of our temperature. Really just go off how your bark's looking. So if around 71-ish to 75-ish, I'm pretty happy. Might actually turn this brisket around just so we can start getting this end a little bit higher. Whoa. That bark is looking perfect. Good timing, because I'm going to wrap this up. Look at that bark. So you can see our bark is set during the store period. We're going to wrap this up. I've got some heavy duty double thick foil that will almost boating it in, and then I just throw a layer of foil over the top, because at the end I really like taking that top layer off just to reset our bark a bit. So we'll get our tallow out. I'll close this first. Alright, we'll strain our tallow out. And we'll put that back in, we'll crisp this up a little bit more, and then we'll have our beef crackle. We'll spoon over some of our tallow. also going to poke a meat probe in our point, just so we can monitor our stall progress. And when we get to about that 95, we'll start poking around for a probe tenderness, and we can lift up this top foil just to get our bark back. All right, we'll get it back in the Weber. Very gently back in the Weber. Snake's still looking good, so I reckon when we get about there, we'll move our cooking grate again, and we'll see you in a few hours. All right, it's been about 2.5 hours since we wrapped. Just taking off the top layer of foil. We're sitting at about 90 degrees Celsius, 91. Some spots are probing very nicely, but up in this point here, we're still a little bit tight coming through there. So I don't even know if you can see that, but that's about 87. So I'm gonna leave this uncovered now, just in the boat for another hour or so, just so we can try and get this nice and tender. We'll close her up and we'll come back in an hour. Right, I'm not actually sure how long it's been. I'll check in the camera. Alright, so we are probing much better. Just look at that jiggle. There is no resistance there at all. I reckon we're just about there. Tiny bit there. Tiny bit there. But throughout here, it is fucking magnificent. Look at that. 93. Look at it jiggle. Maybe a little bit more through there. The barks come back absolutely beautifully, jiggling nicely. I can give it a little bit longer through there, but we are not far off. And we'll see in about 30. Alright, so it's been about 40 minutes, and we are probing like butter. Absolutely no resistance at all. I'm happy with that. So we'll get this off, let it rest. Right, we're gonna let this steam off for 5 minutes before we wrap it up and put it in the esky to rest. We're gonna aim for about 2 hours before we start digging in, if we get there. But you don't need to stop at that 2 hours. You can take this right up to 5 to 6 hours. It's gonna keep warm. Just put a towel underneath and fold it, wrap it up over the top. So let this steam off and we'll see you in 5. Alright, now we're gonna tuck all these sides in. Try and keep all that moisture and liquid in. Put a layer of foil over the top. Swap it out for an old towel. We're going to throw this in our esky and we'll leave it for 2 hours, so we'll see you then. The long awaited reveal. Oh, maron. Alright, let's cut into it. Coda. Look at that. Good brisket should always hold under its own weight. Pull apart with ease. Look at that. Got a beautiful smoke ring from that cherry wood, holding under its own weight, bending like a brisket should, and pulling apart with absolute ease. Tell you what, this is so juicy and tender. Beautiful bark coming up. Beautiful colour. Well, there you have it. 12.5 hours later, we've got our beautiful, delicious brisket. Turned out absolutely fantastic. We're going to make some bread rolls with these and a brisket pie for the leftovers. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Alright, that's about as far as I'll go with this one, I think. A little bit more. And these fucking flies are fucking everywhere. Oh my god. What's going on? You hungry? Just ruining the bark. Right, and we'll come back in another hour. Keep the fires away, motherfucker. Sake. Brisket's too big, mum. Right, I'm not actually sure how long it's been. I'll check in the camera. Out. Oh, sake. I'm going to clean up this drip tray and we'll see in about 30. I'm going to film this because I just know it's not going to end well after X amount of beers. I don't know what to do. Try tongs first.
Why don't you get those pizza things and then scoop them underneath it though?
Well, it's full of juice.
Yeah.
It's alright. I really don't want to save the juice. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Look at that. Now I'm going to spill it on the way to the table.